Hey, Dave, how you doing?
Great. How's it going?
Good. I know you have one more game left, and the focus is obviously towards Green Bay, a team who was much more improved from last year, special teams wise. But what's your unit has been so consistent, really all year long. What's really been the highlight of how the way that those guys have played for you heading into the last game of the season?
Yeah, I don't know about the highlight, all that stuff. I would say as coaches, we don't really think of it that way. We're just so focused on the next game, or really, truth be told, the next play most of the time. But I would say in general that these players have been a pleasure to be around. I mean, they've given us everything they've got, whether that's on the field on game day, but really more importantly in the meeting room and on the practice field and all that. They've given everything they've had. They've really been attentive to the plan and really worked hard at trying to execute throughout the course of the year. So we're looking forward to this last game and trying to do it one more time here. And obviously we're trying to get a win, which is really the most important thing for us.
Thanks, Dave.
Burkett.
Hey, Dave. Sorry, I was trying to unmute there. I think a big question last year, early part of the offseason at least, was what you guys were going to do at the kicker position. And you've cycled through some. You got a couple of young guys here now. I'm just wondering if you think you found your solution. If it's Austin or Riley or both, or how what you think, I guess, for 2022 of that spot.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we feel like Riley's done a great job. Really, a handful of guys have done a good job for us. Austin Cyber, we feel really positive about. I mean, I would say just in general, again, not to pass on the subject, but really our focus is really onto this game here. And then I think at the end of the season, we can kind of sit back and evaluate where we're at. But really our goal throughout the course of the year has just been try to get the best player in there that can give us a chance to help us win. And I think, as I've said before, I think Brad Holmes and his staff have done a great job of bringing guys in here who have given us a chance. Obviously, Riley's had a bunch of success. We had the one miss in the last game, but he's done a good job with the opportunity he's been given. But at the end of the day in this league, kind of like I said, I think a year ago when I got here, is that's just a competitive business. And at the end of the day for us, we're trying to find the best players we can get. And whether those are guys in the building or somebody else out there who's better on the streets, we're always looking for that. And competition, makes everybody better. So I'm sure we'll treat that position just like every other one.
Makes sense. The other thing I wanted to ask was about onside kicks. You guys have had a little bit of success, obviously, with that this year. It's become such a low percentage. I mean, it was low percentage anyways, but it's become even more low percentage the last couple of years. What's the secret, I guess? Have you found a different way to kick it or attack it, or how have you guys had that success?
Yeah, I would say, success. I mean, it's a low number still, but no, number one, I mean, the league adjusted the rules to help give the kicking team a better chance. And so I think it's more than doubled the percentages from where they were a year ago, which is, I think, positive. I think that's what they were looking for. So that's definitely helped us out. I would say, we try to study all the kicks and what's successful, and we try to do things that we think are going to give us a better chance of recovering the ball. The players have gone out and executed. I would say, there's definitely some luck involved with all those plays, but we're also trying to put ourselves in a position that we think, the percentages say give us a little bit better chance to recover some of those. And then really, I would say more than anything, just like everything in this league, it really comes down to the players who are out there on the field. And those guys are attacking the football. And I think that's evident when you put the film on. And I think sometimes when you play those plays, you see some guys, going down there, I don't want to say half-heartedly, but maybe not, they don't look the same. And that's one thing I would give our players credit for all season long. They've played with everything they've had on every single one of those plays, and certainly those onside kicks. And I think that plays a big part in it.
Just one other thing on the kick. I think last week the ball was maybe flat on the ground. If I saw that right, if I'm remembering right in my head, what does that do, I guess, to the kick instead of leaning it some way or another?
Yeah, on that one, I think it was flat on the tee, but yeah, pretty much the same thing. And no, it just gives us a chance. We hit that spinning kick, Dallas kind of made popular a handful of years ago, and it just rotates on the ground, spins on the ground. It ends up bleeding yardage forward in the direction we want it to go, but slowly. So it kind of allows the coverage team an opportunity to get down there, which you saw Bobby Price was right by their tackle who was trying to field the ball when he was trying to field it. So it gives us a chance to get down there and get a guy in his face and force a guy to make a contested play, I guess.
Great. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for everything all season.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I appreciate it, Dave. Take care.
Chris?
Hey, Dave. I know you just said you're focused on this week and don't want to look ahead too much. So sorry in advance for this question, but just back on your kickers, since we won't get to talk to you again, wonder if you could just shed some light on sort of what the off-season plan looks like for those guys, what sort of things you ask them to work on while they're not here for the next however many months it is.
Yeah, I would just say, like I said, I don't know for this year. I haven't even looked at it that way. Again, our focus is really just, making sure we're prepared to play this game. But I would say if the question is like, what's the offseason look like for those guys, or what have we done in the past? At some point here, when the season's over, we'll kind of evaluate their whole performance globally and look back, with perspective and kind of go through, what they've done. And then it's also time to talk about, what things maybe we would like to be able to do and, areas that they can improve on going forward. During the season, it's hard to make drastic changes to those guys. So all the changes you make in the course of a season are usually fairly small. But there might be some big picture ideas that you'd want somebody to accomplish, whatever it is. But and then I would say, so then, at that time, you're kind of leaving those guys with, hey, here's kind of where I'd like to see you go. You kind of hear their thoughts and their opinions on where they think they're at and where they want to go. And then I'd give them my opinion and thoughts on where I want them to go and some things I want them to work on. And then we'd meet up in the off season again and see where we're at with those things.
Thank you.
All right, last one, back to Tim.
All right, Dave, I got a Green Bay question for you. I know you like Rick Gosselin's rankings. So, the Packers last year were 29th in those rankings, struggled with some inconsistency. Where have you seen them maybe improve the most from last year to this year, special teams wise?
Yeah, I apologize, but honestly, we don't even compare them to last year. So I just really look at this year's film. And I think they do a good job. I mean, they've had some plays that haven't been as successful, but I think they found a good thing. They had, a new returner back there last week who did a nice job for them. And then Rodgers, obviously number 8's done a good job for them. Throughout the course of the year, they've kind of found a sideline return scheme that they like and done a good job executing that on their kickoff return. They definitely present some challenges. The punter's got a big leg and he's driven the ball down the field pretty good. So it's hard for me to compare them to last year, and I apologize about that. But really, I mean, our focus is really just trying to get ready for this game and the team that we're playing this week, which also changes throughout the course of the year. We played them so early in the season, in the second game of the year here, that it was just such a long time ago. They're a totally different team, just really like we are.